Welcome back to the Bubba Show. Todd Bubba Horwitz here, and I got a very special guest today. You know how much the Bubba Show supports Nadex.com and our friends there. And, you know, I asked for an expert, and they delivered with a guy from apexinvesting.com. And it's funny because a very good friend of mine is by the name of Darrell Martin. Here we have Darrell Martin from apexinvesting.com. How you doing, Darrell?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So, what's going on with you? So, I understand you've got a website all about Nadex and about binary options, and you are, I understand from my research, you are the go-to guy when it comes to binary options and Nadex.com. Take us through some of it.
Yeah, I started trading them. I've been trading for well over a decade. The last few years, I dove into the Nadex binaries. There's a lot of different types of binaries out there, but Nadex is an exchange right here in Chicago, as you know, and they offer binaries on energies and metals and ags, Forex pairs, major indices, international indices. And you can go in and you can place trades nighttime, daytime, weekend. You can trade for 15 minutes. You can trade for 24 hours. You can trade for 5 days, however long you want your trades to last. And you can do premium collection trades. You can do straddles. You can do range-bound trades, directional trades, really just whatever type of trading system you want to do. You have plenty of options and ways to trade them because they're not your standard binary option. And I dove into it. I got into it, started making some money. Friends started asking me, hey, what are you doing? I started sharing it. And so we basically put up a website just to, start sharing that information. I made a scanner that I didn't make it. I hired some programmers to make it because I can't code anything. I'm just a trader. But it actually scans all the Nadex binary contracts live. We give that away free as well over at our site. And just a big community where people are sharing and growing together as traders.
It's really exciting. The growth of binary options, especially ones that are backed by an exchange versus the OTC Wild West ones that are traded out of Europe, really have become a great new product. I think that everybody's got an opportunity to get involved with. So, what are you seeing? What was your background, and how did you get into the Nadex business, or into the binary business?
Well, my background, I traded futures, and I traded Forex, and I traded options mainly on equities, a little bit of Forex options. And so that was really where I spent all my time trading. I'm a day trader. A couple of days is a long trade for me. So a lot of times my trades are 15 minutes or maybe a few hours. And I was actually speaking at a show in Dallas at one of the investing shows, and my daughter was there with me. She was walking around. She was, I think, 4 or 5 at the time. I've been teaching her to trade since she was 2. And she walks up to the Nadex booth. I'm not anywhere around at this point. She walks up to the Nadex booth. She pulls her head over the booth, and they're like, so how you doing? And her name's Felicity, and she's like, I'm doing great. And they're like, do you trade? And she's like, yeah. And they're like, really? They're like, what do you trade? My daughter's, I trade the spoos. And they're like, well, there's this little toddler, basically saying she's using floor trader terms. And they're like, well, why do you trade the spoos? And they're like, well, because I want to compound my money. Why else? And they're like, who is your father? And so they found me, and I came over there, and I was like, I don't know what this is, and I started just drilling them. I literally sat in their booth and drilled them for about 3 hours. And by the end of it, I'm like, wow, I got to take this home and study it, and it looks like there's something really here. And I dove into it, and I love it. And that's what I trade every day. I trade more on Nadex than I do on anything now. So,
really? So
I get to trade markets that move day and night. I can trade. If I only have 15 minutes to trade, I place a trade for 15 minutes. If I have more time, I can trade their spreads as well, because they have 2 types of contracts. They have spreads and binaries. So just depending upon what strategy, what system I'm using, then I'll use one of the 2.
That's exciting. So wouldn't you say as a trader that this is one of the most exciting products that have now become available to everybody?
100%, yes. For a lot of traders have to go out there and they have to risk exorbitant, huge amounts of money, right? So to be able to get that leverage and make money quickly with a very small amount of cash. You don't have to do that on Nadex. You actually have very defined risk. You have massive leverage, but it only goes one way. It doesn't cut against you. And you can start with a small account. Traders don't have to go in with $5, $10, $20, $30,000 to start trading futures. So, they can start with, as little as $100, but, most traders start with, maybe $500 or a couple $1,000 in their account as a new trader. And you can demo trade it, for free as well and learn how to use it. But, yeah, it's something that you can come in and you can just trade. You can have a full-time job and you can trade it. Or, like me, I trade for a living. And you can just sit down and just trade these contracts.
Right.
So it's great.
So you trade for a living and you're trading from home, I assume?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
So,
and where's home?
my trading location upstairs. I'm in Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, that's what I figured. And it's funny, my friend Darrell Martin is from Houston, Texas. But anyway,
Good name.
so very good name. So, it is exciting. It is a great product. And are you finding yourself switching over almost 100% to the Nadex product now?
I'd say that, yeah, the majority of my trades are definitely on Nadex. So I will combine some Nadex options with some futures trades as well. So I'll do some futures trades and use the Nadex trades as a hedge. So because when you think about having an option, but it expires the same day, so you get maximum delta and maximum coverage on it. But I'd say, yeah, the majority of my trades are definitely on Nadex.
Yeah, and I think, listen, I do believe that it's a great product that that Nadex has really brought to the forefront here and made it a liquid product and B, obviously a guaranteed product by the exchange, because you know how important it is to have your product guaranteed because, one thing you want to make sure is when you make a trade, you want to make sure that you can get paid, right?
Exactly. And both sides have to fully collateralize. So the buyer and the seller have to put the full risk up on the trade when they open the position. So therefore the money is already set aside. And yeah, you don't want to you get these over-the-counter bucket shops and stuff, and you don't even know if you're going to get paid, much less who's on the other side of the trade. And what I love is Nadex is an exchange. They're not on the other side of the trade.
Right.
So they're there to facilitate between buyers and sellers. So there's other traders, there's market makers, etc. And you get transparency of pricing, but you're anonymous. They don't know who you are. They don't know if you're getting in, getting out, taking a profit, taking a loss, what you're doing. On the other side, the exchange is just facilitating that transaction and ensuring the funds are there. So that way, when you are profitable, you can get paid. And when you make a lot of money, you want to pull money out, you can do that as well without any problem.
So you meet a brand new trader, and he comes to you and he says, Darrell, what's the best thing for me to trade? Now, I've never traded, or I have some experience, but I got little money. I say, Darrell, what should I trade? Darrell, what should I trade?
I'm going to say you directly go to Nadex. So because you'll be able to trade with a small account, you'll be able to have defined risk, so you can't make those, those trader mistakes that we've all been guilty of where you move your stops and things like that, and your risk gets bigger and bigger and bigger at that thing. All your risk is completely defined on Nadex. And, you can trade with a small account. So I'm going to tell you to go directly to Nadex and then focus on, either the binaries or the spreads. If you don't have a lot of time, I'm going to tell you to focus on the binaries. If you only have maybe an hour or two a day that you can trade. And then I'd tell you next thing is hop on over to apexinvesting.com and all the education, all of it's free. And use the binary scanners to help you out.
Yeah,
so we got the form and everything will help answer any questions you got.
Tell us about apexinvesting.com. I do want to hear more about that, and that's how I want to bring this to a close. Tell us about Apex Investing.
Like I said, it started a few years back, and it's grown now to, I think we're almost at 8,000 members. And it's a community of traders where we have probably about 1,000 hours of education for free on binary spreads, futures, forex, stocks, options. We have free trading tools, free deviation levels. Basically a deviation is like a pivot level, but based on implied volatility. We give all that away free. We have binary scanners free. We have spread scanners free. Forums are free. It's just a massive trading community. And then if you want to dive into trading rooms or you want to use specific, plugins and stuff like that for certain trading systems, you're welcome to take part of that. You win it if you're ever ready. But basically it's just a big site where traders are at a safe place to ask newbie questions. And a place where advanced traders come in and they help out the newbies get going.
That is great, Darrell. And you know what? It's always great to have on air somebody who has the knowledge that you have, the experience that you have, and the willingness to help the newbie traders. So make sure everybody, you check out apexinvesting.com. Darrell Martin, it's truly been a pleasure to have you on air today. I appreciate your time, and I hope that you'll come back and join us again soon, if that would be okay. Would you do that?
I'd love to come back on the show. Thank you for having me today.
So it's great. And that is Darrell Martin from apexinvesting.com. He's telling you what we tell you all the time here about Nadex, Nadex.com. If you're going to get involved in the binary option field, which we do both of us highly recommend, then you want to get involved with Nadex because there it's not the Wild West. You're going to get paid. They're just a facilitator to clear the trades. And that will do it for today's show. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same station. Have a great day, everybody, and make sure you enjoy and be safe. We'll see you tomorrow.